and hello YouTube, this is GSmaniamsmart, and I'm today with a brand new video for tutorials with GS. Now today I'm going to be showing you how to convert a regular image, whether you find it on the internet or whether you took a picture yourself, an ordinary image, into a drawing. So we're going to make it look like it's actually a drawing. And it's very simple. If you don't have Photoshop and you're just one of my subscribers who's seen this video, I do have a video on how to do this in GIMP, which is the free editing software for images. So there should be an annotation right now and a little card, one of the new YouTube cards, where it should link you to the GIMP version of how to do this. But for those of you at Photoshop, here's how this method works. So first of all, we're going to open up I'm going to go ahead and open up this picture here. And let me just erase this excess here. And we're just going to crop this real quick to make it like that. And we're going to add a background layer real quick. Alright, so say this is your picture that you found on the internet, and you want to turn this into a drawing basically. Now first thing you want to do is you want to duplicate this layer. So we're going to layers, and then we're going to go to, where is duplicate layer? Duplicate layer, here we go, the third option. And now you're going to go to image, then go to adjustments, and you're going to go down to desaturate. This will give the image a grayscale. After that, we're going to go and duplicate this layer again. Layer, duplicate layer. And from here on, you want to invert this. Control I, or if you're on a Mac, Command I will invert. If you want to do it with the selection, I believe it's right here, inverse, but Control I, Command I will do it for you. After that, on this layer right here that you inverted, go to your blending options, which is right on top of here. These are your layers right here, right on top. There's a little drop-down menu. These are your blending options. And you want to turn the blending option on that says color dodge right here. And after that, you want to right click this layer. Make sure you click the name, not the picture of the layer, but the name of the layer. And click convert to smart object. Now that's a smart object. We're going to go up to filters, blur, Gaussian blur. And now here, depending on how intensified you want the drawing to be, if you go to 1, you can see it's very faint. When you slowly go up, the higher you make the value, the more intense and the more darker it gets, as you can see. So you make it too much, then you're basically going to go back to the grayscale. So for larger images, you may need to have a higher number. For smaller images, you may need to have a smaller number. But for this, I'm probably gonna go 4, because 4 looks pretty good. Once again, this step right here, the Gaussian blur, is completely up to your preference. Maybe you like it very lightly drawn, then you'd use 1 or maybe even 2. I'm gonna use 4 though, because I think 4 looks good. So right here, this would be it. This would be your drawing right here. But if you wanted to add something else, we could actually add a background to this that would make it look like we've drawn it on top of paper. So what I've found here, we have a lined paper texture. Now this is just a lined paper texture that I found on Google. You can get any lined paper texture. You don't need to get this one. I just found this one. If you want to take a picture of your own paper, and then use that, then you could definitely do that too if you wanted to. So go ahead and open that layer, and then we're just going to go ahead and drag this over here. Click yes. And just position it so that's over the entire image. And now this layer here that you have with the paper texture, make sure it's on top of everything else. blending modes again, and you're going to click multiply. Multiply is up here. And as you can see, now it actually looks like you've drawn this on top of the paper. Oops, zooming in. So as you can see, we've actually drawn on top of this paper. We can actually see the lines behind the drawing. And you could save it like that, and that'll be it, pretty much. There's a few other things you can do to, you could make this layer bigger and have some white space around the paper so it looks more realistic and whatnot. But that's just because I cropped the image. And like I said, you could darken this or lighten this depending on your preferences. And that's pretty much it, guys. Very easy to do, very quick to do as well. It doesn't take very long. Just to review, you're basically just duplicating your main picture layer once, and you're desaturating this layer. And after you've desaturated it, you're inverting it and then color dodging it. And after you've done that, you go to Gaussian Blur and you add the Gaussian Blur. After you've made it into a smart object, you add a Gaussian Blur, and then depending on what values you want in that Gaussian Blur will determine of how light or how dark the pencil lines are here. And if you wanted to add a texture, you would just add your texture on top of all the other layers and then turn it to multiply, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video helped you out in any way. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It'll really help me out. If you didn't like it, you can leave a comment as well, giving some feedback. If you have any other comments or questions, please leave them in the comments as well, and I'll do my best to answer them. I usually respond to comments within 24 to 48 hours, depending on your question and depending on how busy I am. I have plenty of other content on my channel about different software tutorials and how-to videos, so if you're interested in that type of stuff, check it out. And if you like what you're seeing, you can subscribe too. Really appreciate it. You can also check out my other channels and social media as shown on the screen right now. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. And this is GSmaniamsmart, and I'll be back sooner than you think. Don't go anywhere.